What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to The Last Day. I'm your host, the Birdman known as Falcon. Today's video, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Number one, I'm starting off by going to the bunker because I want to show you guys a tip I got from... Who is this? Let me see here. I got my notes. Rockboy987 on Twitter sent me apparently his easy way of getting aluminum every single day very easily. This requires basically no gear. As you can see right now, I got like only that equipment, which is very easy to make. I got this street sign. I got it at a random chest in the forest somewhere, and I have like one of my crowbars left over from my trips down in floor number 2 where we used the crowbar to unlock the door. So this is very easy to acquire, as you could probably imagine. But what this will do is that in case you cannot clear floor 1 or 2 just yet, even though I've shown you easy ways to do that, this will make it so you don't have to have like weapons in order to easily acquire aluminum. Now his method requires, or at least his method shows that it's only 2 aluminum per day. So it's going to be a bit slow, but it's a very easy way to get aluminum. So I'm going to show that off really quickly. After we do this, I'm going to go back home, and we're going to talk about everything that's new with the update, because even though Floor 2 was added, which was a really big update, there was actually a bunch of things changed in the recipes, and things you could actually make, things that were removed, so we're going to be covering that here soon as well, and we're also going to talk about the next update coming up pretty soon, which is supposed to add additions to your weapons. You know how we've already seen the modded guns with the laser sight and stuff like that? Well, they're actually going to add more additions to guns, so now you can actually customize your weapons to make them stronger, more durable, etc, etc. So we're going to be covering that after we're done over here.
So right now I'm going to pop this open, and we'll deal with you guys here. There's some of that there. I'm using this weapon because it's got range, right? So you can actually hit them, move back, and as long as the walls on the side don't hit you, you should be relatively safe. Look at these walls over here. God, I hate those walls so much. And I hate them because it's not even you moving to the walls. It's essentially, when your character decides to attack somebody, when you click on them, he moves to the side sometimes, right? Because you can't control where he moves once he starts swinging. So there you go. That's very easy.
Now, the trick here is going to be opening only one single room. You're going to have to deal with, I think, in the past, when I've opened this room in the past, there was nothing in here other than a couple of bloaters, if I'm right. So for this one, I'm going to switch over to my crowbar because I want to break this completely already. We have that floater coming up over here. I don't want him aggroing, so let me hold up a second here.
Okay, he's on his way back. So if I'm correct here, there's usually a couple of bloaters that aggro to you. At least it used to be, yeah, a toxic abomination. So we'll deal with these bad boys here. Is this weapon gonna make it? I hope so. Oh my god, you guys are doing a lot of damage to me. I forgot that you guys hit pretty hard when you're just wearing that equipment. I'm so used to wearing like the hard armor for all the runs that we've been doing at base. That's fine. Not a big deal. As long as you have like a couple of carrots or a couple of stews, isn't a big problem. But apparently in that locker that you're seeing right now, that is where the aluminum is at every single time.
So let's walk on in here. And let's see if this is really true. Let's see if Rockboy is being legit with this information here. So we'll pop this open, and this should apparently be 2 aluminum wires free and easy. He is right. He is absolutely... You even get a watch too, apparently, too. And the watch can be used for the trader for some trades, so there you go. If you come over here every single day, even if you cannot clear floor number 1 and 2 just yet because you're missing equipment for some reason... equipment doesn't even matter now because there's a bunch of tricks on how to clear floor 1 and 2 very easily. So, you should be able to do it at this point now, but in case you cannot, you're still a new player, this is an easy way to get 2 aluminum wires every single day. So again, Rockboy987, thanks a lot for that, really do appreciate it. So there you guys have it, you guys could thank Rockboy for that one. Now I'm going to go back home, and I'm going to start talking about what's new with the update. Alrighty guys, so first and foremost, I'm going to have to say apologies for my house being a complete mess. I'm actually in the middle of moving my base down and to the right 1 square, which is going to be a really big modification. The reason why I'm doing this is because, if you guys remember, we cannot build on the edge over here. I basically messed up and I built over this edge, and the problem is I need to have some barricades over here to keep people from breaking my walls whenever the multiplayer update is added, so I need to move my base down and to the right. So I'm in the middle of actually running around farming some more wood and stone for that. My next video is actually going to be a complete base modification, how to keep yourself secure once the multiplayer is added. It won't be the most ideal way because if you want to have it really ideally safe, you want to have a bunch of hallways and doors. I'm going to give you like an easy way to fortify and for your base to still look kind of pretty. If you want to do it very like 100% safe, the base tends to look a bit ugly because there's a bunch of hallways and doors, and I'm not about that. I like my base to be secured, but at the same time I want it to look kind of comfy. So my next video will be all about my new looking base here, and I'll show that off anyway. So that's why the reason everything's kind of like all over the place, missing. I've been moving stuff a little bit here and there, but whatever. Anyway, this update right here is going to be me explaining everything that's new. So I'm sorry to say, if you guys cannot listen, or you don't care about the updates, and you don't care about learning about the game, then this is probably, we should probably click off, because nothing that I'm going to talk about is going to interest you. And I'm mentioning that because some people have a hard time listening, man. My last video, you cannot believe how many people were asking me about whether I hacked the game, or I'm pay to win now, even though I explained in the very first minute of the last video why I have so many coins now. But you know, people just sometimes get a bit too excited and cannot listen. So let's start off over here by, let me show you all the stuff that I've picked up from the bunker floor 2 thus far. And I believe I have that over here. I'm trying to remember where I have all my stuff because everything's a big mess right now. So we have gun parts. This over here, if you break down any weapon, it'll give you 1 gun part. So essentially you want to use a gun, and when it's about to break, save it, run it through the Gunsmith Bench, and you get 1 weapon part. The circuit board, I'm not really sure what that is for just yet, but you can actually make the circuit board over here, or electronic circuit, I should say. I imagine it's probably going to be used for the electronics lab, perhaps, maybe, once you make it. Maybe once you build the framework, you'll have to add this into the lab a couple of times to actually build it. So that's that. This right here, it says air filter. I imagine we will be able to craft our own gas mask using these over here. Aluminum bars will be used for a lot of stuff that we'll talk about soon. And over here, I have all the wires that I've acquired. I mentioned the weapons update, right? I guess since we have modified weapons here right now, laser sight and laser sight, I should have a video now playing, showing you guys the stuff they're going to add to the update soon. So there should be a video playing here at some point. Okay, now that that's over here done, let's go over to the furnace, which is in the middle of my area here. I'm doing modifications, man. Everything's a mess right now. I'm trying to remember where is what. So over here, if we go to the recipes, you see all that? Steel bars are coming, guys. Titan bars are coming. Tungsten bar is coming as well, which is needed for a bunch of things we cannot build just yet. But because they're in the recipes now, it means, hey, you know what? They are indeed on the way. Aluminum bar, remember we got that from the wire. So now when you run 2 wires, or 2 aluminum wires in here, you will actually be able to get a couple bars. Now the wires, I'm pretty sure, are not needed for anything else other than to make bars. So that's kind of cool, meaning I could actually bring all of you guys here. I have 2 bars already stored up. As a matter of fact, let me pick up these bars too, because I want to show you something else. I'll pick that up right now, and let me just pick up a little bit of extra wood if I can. As you can see, I've been busy farming because I need to do a lot of modifications to the house here. Let me come in here really quickly, and let's see. We have 2 wires into 1 bar. So this right here will give us 10 bars, luckily. So I'll do that. There it is. We'll get, on 26 minutes, I'll get 10 bars to add to this. Now, what do you do with the bars, Falcon? Well, for the bars, if I'm right, you're going to need them for... where is it at? You need them for the acid bat. So 10 required for the acid bat for 1. Number 2, you're also going to need them for the zip gun. 4 for the zip gun, and also 4 weapon parts. I already have 2 right now. The Gunsmith Bench. This requires also bars. So bars are going to be really important to make a lot of the new items that have just been added. Now, the Gunsmith Bench is going to be tricky because you're looking at these items over here thinking, okay, that's not too bad, I guess. The problem is, once you make the bench, you're going to set it down on your base, very much like you do with the ATV and the chopper. And after you place it down, you're going to have to open it up and then put more items in the bench to complete it. Very much like the ATV and the chopper. I should now have another image now showing you all the requirements for the Gunsmith Bench. These were sent to me on Twitter, so thanks a lot to all the people who have been sending me images about this. So in the video now, you should see what is required for the Gunsmith Bench. Now, we're not done yet. We're not done yet. If we come over here to the workbench, regular one, the one that you use to make nails, well now, aluminum bars are needed for the aluminum plate. And I'm pretty sure one of the recipes, the Gunsmith Bench, requires aluminum plates to complete. So, not only do you need aluminum bars to make the frameworks of a lot of things, and also to make weapons, you're also going to need them to turn them into aluminum plates in order to, what? Well, in order to make the Gunsmith Bench. So, I'm going to go ahead. I think this is a bad idea right now, but whatever. This is all for experiment anyway, so I'm gonna place them in there, and these 2 bars will be turned into only 1 plate. So What does that mean for us? Well, it means that we have to unfortunately do a lot of runs in bunker number 1 and bunker number 2, or floor number 1 and 2 of bunker alpha in order to pick up a bunch of wires and bars. So luckily now there's easy ways to clear those areas without necessarily having to spend any money at all. And more importantly, you don't need an entire army worth of equipment to cover it. So at least that part is cool. But it's still going to require a lot of time. That's going to be a lot of runs, because every single run to the bunker, you maybe come up with maybe, I don't know, 10 wire if you're lucky, and maybe 2 or 3 bars if you're lucky. So when you think about the multiplication here, every single day doing that, you know, maybe if you do it 5 days straight in a row, you're probably thinking maybe 50 wires and 15 bars, which is still a lot, because you have to not only collect them, you have to bring them back, smelt them, and then refine them. So it's going to be a while until you can legitimately make the Gunsmith Bench, because you have to do daily runs, obviously. So that's that. Let's see if there's anything new I wanted to talk about here as well. Aluminum bars, I discussed that. Oh, the acid bat. So the acid bat over here, they put up an update. I'm not sure if they put it on Facebook yet, but they did it on their Telegraph account. But apparently with the acid bat, what this is going to be needed for is you could bring chests that are infected. So it's going to be like, you know, the black chest that we get in floor number 2 that has the gas mask sometimes? There's going to be an infected chest, where if you collect it and you bring it and put it into the acid bat, it will clear the infection and you'll be able to open that chest up and get who knows what, hopefully something cool and rare. Now again, the problem with the acid bat is that you see what's required for it? After you put it down, wait for it, I mean, I think you already know. After you put it down, what happens? You have to fill it with more items like the ATV and the chopper. So I should now have an image of what's required for the acid bat. And again, thanks a lot to the people who have been sending me these images. So I'll have that picture up now. Okay, so with that covered, the ATV, there was a bit of a change to the ATV as well. One that I'm not too happy about. You might have trash in your inventory. Like literally, the item is trash. Those trash items used to be the ATV tarp. Remember the white tarp that used to go right here? They removed that, and now you have to add 250 thick fabric. I don't like that because that requires a lot of farming, because you have to now collect a bunch of these, you have to go and get some grass, turn them into that, and that you have to run it through your little machine over here, and then 2 of these makes 1 thick fabric. So when you think about it, you need 250 thick fabric, 2 times 250, 500. You need 500 piece of clothing to turn into 250 thick fabric. So, you know, good luck farming that. That's the ATV change right there. And finally, here is what was removed. Remember we talked about something that was removed? You see my friend here, the old, where's it at? Where are you at? Don't hide. Zippy gun? The zippy gun replaced what? It replaced the plants. No more plants right now. It was replaced by the zip gun. So, what that means is if you did not make any plants before this new update, right here, let me show you, furniture, our little friend plant over here. If you did not make any plants before the update, you can't make them anymore. Will they add them later? Maybe. Is it really important to have plants? Not really, no. But it helps the base look pretty. You know, you have a plant over here. It looks very welcoming. I also have a plant over here. So I made 2 at least when I was showing you guys items that you can make. So now you can't make them, so you have to wait until they finally add them again or whatever. Again, there's no real point in the plant other than to make your base look pretty, but if you didn't make them then, you're out of luck for now. And that's really everything that's coming up. We talked about what's coming up pretty soon, what's been changed now, and also the little tip about the aluminum for very easy aluminum by Rockboy987. So that's basically all this update in this video. Next video over, we're going to have an entire base remodeling, getting your base ready for raid and multiplayer. That'll be the next video coming up soon, and I'll do a lot of building and stuff like that. I already have an idea what I'm going to be doing. This car over here is very annoying because of this car, I actually have to destroy some of my stone walls because you cannot build over here. You could build here and here, but over here you can't build because of this stupid car right here. It's so annoying. So I had to break down some of my walls and I have to change my layout now. But again, we'll talk more about the next video when I do the entire base thing. So if you're looking to make your base look pretty and keep it defensible for multiplayer raids, check in the next video and I'll be covering that one with that one. Other than that, guys, that's basically it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found this informative. And again, if you could listen and care about the updates and learning about the game, I'm glad, because this is what this video's about. Teaching you things and hopefully helping you, plan and make life easier for you in the last day. I will catch you next time. Oh, what, you thought there was gonna be no little funny shenanigans this video? Oh, I beg to differ. Look at my old corpse over here. He didn't even make it to the bed this time. He was close. He was a lot closer this time. He made it to the shower, which I guess is a bit easier because when he wakes up, he'll easily be able to shower the piss away from himself. So there you go. That's what you get, Falcon 69 clone, for, again, drinking and not making it to your bed, you scoundrel, you. What a scumbag. I will catch you guys next time.